because it's still making too much noise for me, and I don't know how I can deal with it. So this is what I'm going to do right now. And for those you come on first time, thank you, thank you, thank you. Look at your get your hand clap. All right. If you find any value in this content, how about you help me help you so we can help others by clicking subscribe, commenting, and sharing, and all that good stuff. Because I am trying to make 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. Now you can help me. And somebody else. But in any case, this is what we talked about today. We are talking about. Wait for it. Wait for it. We are talking about. This episode is called, and here's an update of what's happened. What happened? What happened? What? What happened? What? What happened? What happened? Well, you know what happened, y'all. The brawl. The brawl. That title, I also titled the Chairs Up. Chairs Up, I guess a completion of the title would be Chairs Up, Bama Down. So, but not all of Bama, just some of them. Just a very select few. Select few. So, but that's my the title of the subject matter that we have discussion Q&A on tonight. So this what I first I'm this what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do for y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link into the comment section. I'll put the link in the comment section. Good evening, Tito. And so when we get to the Q&A section, then you can just you know it's there, and you can just actually you can come on now and just put yourself into.
I am not Egyptian.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right, Ramses. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Hit it. Come on now. Okay. You don't fall over on me. All right. I'm almost like Renee. Okay. All right. I just couldn't get the thing to work like I wanted to work it. And yeah, so hey, so Renee, did you get a chance to see the well, obviously not my clip, but did you see the clip of any clip of of the brawl?
I saw many clips of it. There are many, many clips all over the internet. Many clips.
You really need to look. You really need to look at that camera, man, because if you don't think you look sleep,
I mean,
you
there's
like you
nothing
have
I
a
can
pleasant,
do. That's just my
like you
eyes.
have a pleasant dream.
There's nothing I can do.
And
That's
she's
just
doing
my eyes.
she's doing
That's just my eyes.
like you have a pleasant dream. Okay,
There's
I
nothing I
think it's
can do.
frozen though. I think you may open them. Oh, now you fine now.
Or maybe it's the camera angle.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Change
You
it.
breaking up? Usually you don't break up.
It's the camera angle.
Okay, you moving now. It's freezing. Yo, it's freezing big time. Now I'm the king of freeze, huh? Yeah. Okay, it's froze. Okay, but we can hear you though. We can hear you. So you heard it's different angles. So not different angles, but different clips. So what have you heard?
I've seen
What have you seen?
some of the
And
clips
what's
I
your
saw
take?
were in their entirety. Um, Honestly, people are trying to make a big deal out of it. I mean, it was a big deal. I don't think everyone's
Hmm.
trying to make it a huge, well, not everyone. There are a number of people trying to make it like a huge racial thing. I just think this was a group of people that got into a fight with each other. That's all. A brawl broke out.
Okay.
They will park their boats where the that boat was supposed to park. I don't know if he was he worked for them. He came out and I guess instead of waiting, he probably got sick and waiting because they weren't listening. he moved the boat himself. They probably came with like, "Hey, what are you doing? Why are you moving?" And you could see him doing a whole lot of intensive discussion, probably explaining to them, "Hey, you shouldn't be," And at some point, people got tired of talking. One guy swung on him. He started fighting. Then there were four guys and a woman on him, beating them up. Then a bunch of other people came defending him, the boat employee that was on the ground. And then it turned out to be, 4-on-1. Eventually ended up like, I don't know, what was it, like 12-on-4? It's just a whole bunch of people fighting. Yeah, and then cops came. One guy was beating a woman with the chair. He wouldn't stop, so I can see why the cop like jumped on him, because he was still. Then when a cop tried to subdue him, you could see he got aggressive with the cop. You know how cops are. They're gonna like, you get aggressive with them, they're gonna throw you on the ground and do all type of stuff to you.
I think it was getting good to him.
You said what?
I think it was getting good to him. He started projecting. Yeah, you look just like my ex. All the stuff you did, all the alimony, all the child support. Ah.
Well, aren't they changing the laws now that they're putting a limit on alimony now? I hear. I'm not sure what states it's in. So yeah. So yeah, a bunch of people got into a fight. Hey, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me see. I think I can do it right this time. Y'all bear with me. I think I got it.
Maybe you should leave well enough alone.
No, I think I got it this time.
Yeah, you always say that. It's gonna mess it up. Watch.
He's the teenager being hailed a hero for swimming to the rescue in the midst of that ugly riverfront brawl.
That boy swimming.
The teen leaps off a riverboat after seeing his coworker being beaten on the dock. The 16-year-old is now being dubbed a real...
That wasn't me. Yeah. It paused. All right, you started fight. Okay. That wasn't me this time. That wasn't me this time. Yeah, but you saw a portion of it. It's a portion of it. The guy was driving. Yeah, the boy that's swimming, there was actually his co-worker. He was just trying to save. He said, "Oh, that's Uncle Frank. They gonna eat Uncle Frank like that. Uncle Frank."
He jumped in that water without hesitation, man.
And he was getting it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was getting it. I mean, he was getting it. Yeah, he gonna be famous. Famous. But you said, okay, Renee, you were saying that you saw just two people. You said people posed it as a racial issue, but however, in light of the when somebody did the research based on that was a dock that slaves were actually they're sold off of and shipped away. So they try to parallel that with. I mean, it's just a coincidence that happened to be the dock where they shipped slaves off of, and this situation happened today. But it did seem like it was just like one person was telling somebody actually unloosed a boat. He was telling this is what it is, and like young boy, somebody didn't like what he said, and like he just dove on him. He just dove on him. Everybody, it's like the herd mentality. Same thing as January 6th. Everybody just started going at him. I saw the woman kick him. She said, she was getting in. So I guess he was getting it back. I don't know. Yeah. So, and they all jumped on him. Then, and you saw the guy. I came on the back end like you said, Tito, where I didn't. I said, why did it's like when you go through something and they start playing the clips of the gospel song, help is on the way. Help is on the way. Help is on the way.
Yeah.
Black guy with no shirt just skipping. They're skipping, dude. They're skipping. Oh boy. Yeah, they're skipping.
Yeah, there's
I
a
know
lot
what
of
you're talking about.
parody
Chocolate Four.
videos.
Yeah. And you see what one with the family, the mother comes out, the son comes out, the little boy comes out, everybody picked up a chair.
Oh my goodness! Wow, wow.
Yeah, and they start running. They started running. So there's a lot of parodies on it. And hey, and I always said that reality is almost is more humorous uh, than fiction. Yeah. So what do you think, Tito? The,
Well, if you only go by the if you only go by the video, because I haven't heard any actual audio other, I heard some audio of the people like recording and like in the background, but no audio of really what was said on the pier where the incident happened. Um,
right.
you know, um, it's you know it's hard to say, was it race or was it just, hey, co-workers helping out co-workers, or people saying something that wasn't right and stepping in when when it wasn't, when they saw something wasn't right. They just seen older black guy getting beat up in the South, by a
Deep
couple of
South.
yeah, deep South. I'm from Alabama originally. I'm from way deep, deep, deep. I'm from Mobile, Alabama originally.
So you
On the
grew up
Gulf
on a farm
Coast.
with cows?
No, I grew up Mobile as a city. I grew up in the city of
Oh,
Mobile. Um, so I know I experienced some racial tension growing up and different things like that, like being on the wrong side of the town, or stuff like that. Um, and so Montgomery, I visited Montgomery, been there quite a few times. But far as like really living there, I don't really know the climate. If you get what I'm saying,
Mhm.
I don't know the tensions there, and I'm quite sure it's probably is some tension there between races. Um, and so I can't honestly say whether it was like straight up racism, or was it drunk people being stupid and then um, thinking that he was alone and isolated, um, thinking that, hey, they gonna take advantage. But was it privileged people drinking? With privileged people drinking alcohol, and did the alcohol affect their judgment? And they jumped the guy, and his co-workers backed him up as soon as they was able to aid him. But race, I don't know. We can spin it all kinds of different ways. Uh, was it? We won't really know until more facts come out, where you got facts other than people interpretations of what was said, how it happened. Either way, it shouldn't have happened. Whether it was, you know, um, whether it was racism, if racism had something to do with it, it shouldn't happen. This 2023, we're supposed to be beyond a lot of that kind of thinking and that mentality. Do I have a problem with people come to his rescue? I honestly can't say I do. Honestly. Uh, so you know, um, to be honest, I don't have a problem. What I would have joined in, I can't say. I wasn't in them shoes, but watching from what I seen, I I don't have a problem with, straight up. I don't have a problem with what happened. Could have been done differently? Yeah, it shouldn't have never happened. That's the thing that could have been done differently. What happened after that?
Right.
That that snowball effect that happened after that. That was reaction of people, without being there. you know, you're not feeling that energy. So that's the reaction of people. Sometimes people do, you know, that adrenaline start rushing and people do things they would normally wouldn't do. But I don't have a problem with the people backing up the guy that got jumped. I don't. That's my honest opinion. Am I a violent person? No. But I do believe everybody has a right to defend themselves. And and people that backed them up, I think they feel like they was defending him because it's kind of hard to explain. I really feel like they felt justified in what they did. But I think the real thing just come back, like I said before, it shouldn't have never happened. The people started the brawl by attacking the worker for doing his job and trying to do his job. That was the start, but they didn't get the finish that they wanted to. And I'm just glad that it was caught on film. Well, film, that's an old term, caught on video, so that it could be seen in everybody, because I feel like it's better justice for the guy other than him trying to explain what happened, because he wasn't the aggressor.
Right.
It became aggressive when he was hit, and after that he was defending himself, and then the cavalry came to help back him up.
Yeah. He threw that hat up in the air and said, "Let's go."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby Smurder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's the thing about Bobby Smurder. I heard, was that a video or that's what he did? Bobby Smurder. Anybody know the background?
No, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. The first time I seen that reference was flipping through Facebook, and somebody had a picture of Bobby Smurder throwing his hat up. Some with a hat. So then I seen
Bobby Smurtle.
a rapper.
Smurder.
Oh, what about him?
You see different memes.
The one that,
Oh, he's the one that shot Megan Stallion in the foot.
No, I don't. No, that's somebody else. I think
Smurder?
that's Tory Lanez that did that.
That's Tory Lanez, yeah.
Oh, so what is Bobby Smurtle known for?
He's a rapper. He probably went to jail, probably about 5-6 years ago or something like that. He spent some time in jail, I guess. I don't remember what exactly he went to jail for, but he was it might have been longer than that. Truthfully, I mean, because stuff, I have a hard time tracking years, a lot of time tracking time. But yeah, but he was a rapper. I think he's like from Jersey, Philly, or something like that. I'm not really sure. Somewhere northeast. And I remember he went to jail for something. He served some time for something, but I'm not really sure what it was. You'll probably come out better Googling it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bobby Smurtle.
Yeah.
I remember. I imagine it spelled like turtle.
Smurder. Oh, yeah.
Probably. I'm not really sure. Probably if you start typing in his name into Google, it'll probably autofill.
No.
Let me pick up my phone.
Especially now. Especially now in light of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's from and it's spelled his Smurda is spelled SHMURDA.
SHMUR Smurda. Okay.
Yeah. DA. Yep.
Okay. Well, why are they talking about him now? What about him?
I
guess that. Yeah. Go ahead.
But then he's referenced with throwing the hat up for help. The hat was like a sign. Hey, brothers, we need you. So he threw the hat up. He getting beat down so much, so he just threw the hat up. And then when he threw the hat up, partners came flocking.
Mhm.
I think that's the reference. I don't. I have to Google myself to see the reference.
Okay.
Okay.
The referral said that he did that. And what are you reading? What is it saying?
Oh, I'm on. I'm. I don't really get into the source too much. I was never able to use it as a on my as a as a source for my research paper. But he popped up on Wikipedia. He's from New York,
Uh,
Brooklyn, New York.
Mm.
Yeah.
Bobby Smurder.
Forkland, New York.
No, Brooklyn, Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn, New York. Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. I knew he was like from Northeast. For some reason, I thought it was like Jersey, Philly, or something like that. But
Oh,
he's from Brooklyn, New York. At least that's what they say on Wikipedia.
okay.
Yeah, he became he got it. He rose to international fame in 2014 with his song "Hot Nigga."
Well,
Yeah.
hot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smurders was sentenced to 7 years in prison after a guilty plea on charges he conspired with a violent drug gang. He was paroled on Tuesday after spending more than 4 years behind bars for a drug gang conviction. Smurder was reportedly serving a 7 year sentence conspiracy for murder weapons. But what's the reference? What's the Bobby Smurder's uh, reference? Um, I throwing up his cap. All right,
Yeah. I was
let me
trying to.
see. It should pop up. Let me see. It's include Bobby Smurder reference by throwing his cap. Oh man. Uh, okay. Bobby Smurder's hat refers to the gray and blue New York Knicks hat worn by American rapper and recording artist Bobby Smurder in the music video for his song "Hot Ninjas." In the video, Smurder removes the hat and tosses it over his shoulder and out of the frame. The move inspired a sense of memes that joke about, oh man, the hat, okay, hat throw became a viral hit due to its proximity in the video to Smurder's Shim- Shimoni dance, which begins just after he tossed the hat on June 24th, 2014. User Uberpad uploaded a clip of Smurder throwing the hat. The video received more than 7 million other. I don't get it. Throws the hat, and another man watches as the hat flies away. The hat then lands next to a man eating food with chopsticks, indicating that it landed in an Asian country. Jokes about where Smurder's hat went soon became a talking point in interviews with the rapper. Smurder uploaded verify. I'm still trying to see the reference. Jokes that the hat. Many online wonder where did Bobby Smurder's hat go. To answer the question, they began making memes that imagine the hat's journey on July the 15th. For example, Redditors posted image macro in a meme subreddit Smurder throwing his hat. Look at it. I guess it's continued to spread the next decade, inspiring numerous jokes about discovering the science behind the throw. I don't get it. Uh, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get where his hat went.
Well, I think it's just a reference of throwing the hat. I think that's what it's. I think you know what I mean. I think that's the only portion. I think just the throwing of the hat signified, hey, it's about to go down. And
Right. Okay.
before the fight, you say before the guy was jumped, he threw his hat up.
Right. I think yeah. I guess the context would have to be seen. You can really see the context. You saw the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you threw the hat up, and then it went down. As far as the dance move, obviously, it's become a meme, and it's referred to that to certain extent. It's interesting to say this, but I saw the clips of the fight, and I said, "Wow." Uh, it's like it's it's kind of affirming, but then it's sad all the same. The state of violence. It's like it's the state of violence that we are in. One point is that the mere audacity is somebody to jump somebody in the middle of the day
Mm,
and think it's gonna be all right, even if the man did not get any assistance.
right. Yeah.
The mere audacity for them to think that it's okay. It wasn't just one guy just squared up. Everybody just okay, go ahead. No, one guy ran into him, then somebody else helped out. And then it's like three or four, it wasn't a fair altercation. I
Yeah.
remember at churches, uh, I think he's a minister. I think he married to Shaq's wife now. Yeah, no one was. It was somebody else. There's another minister came to his manager, and he said he pulled over. Uh, and some guys, as guys said, get out the car, get out the car. He said he had a temper issue, so he said, all right. He pulled over and got out the car. And when he got out the car, it was a situation of road rage. Uh,
Hmm.
about three, four guys got out. So he said, oh snap, oh snap. And then he said, so he's ready to fight, but it wouldn't have been fair. And while he was getting out, it said a car full of essays got out. They pulled up, so this ain't fair. Just to pull the help, just to pull the help.
Wow.
But sometimes somebody just looking for a good fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah. Uh, 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 uh,
This
uh, uh.
this was, this was just a bunch of people fighting.
Yeah.
Oh, a
Oh,
bunch of
you
people
fighting?
fighting.
You all right?
Bunch of people
Yeah.
not acting like adults.
Yeah.
Well, without being there, not knowing the temperature, I wouldn't say. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's easy to judge when we just seeing clips here and there,
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
and we
I've had
don't know the
situations like that.
relationship. We don't know the relationship between like especially when it comes to the crew. I mean, how long they've been working together. They probably seen one of their team members being attacked. I mean, I can tell you that from being in the military. I mean, if me and a bunch of even if they're not another Marine and we somewhere and people seem to be jumping that individual, that can be any other service. And I know they service, they are another veteran. Most likely I'll probably
Right.
step in to help defend that veteran because I see him as my brother or my sister at that point. And you hurting somebody that I can relate to. So that's all. That's just like if it was any of our brothers or sister. Say if it was one of our family members or somebody we very close to. Usually we're not asking too many questions of what's going on. We're coming to their defense, regardless of what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Have you?
I would
Has anybody had? Go ahead.
I would definitely help my coworker if I saw them getting pummeled like that,
Yeah,
regardless of their skin color.
yeah.
Suppose it's not your coworker, just somebody on the street. So, ooh, they're getting real good. You just keep walking.
It's supposed about who?
You just walking down the street. Got your ice cream cone. Walk down the street and see somebody just get plummeted. Two or three guys on them. But you just look at them and say, ooh, ah,
For a situation like that, I'm walking down the street. Um, I'm gonna call 911. I'm gonna call for backup
right. You know,
because for the simple fact I don't know the whole. I wasn't there. I just walked up on it. I didn't
right.
witness anything because I don't know who is the aggressor at that time. Just because 3 people are jumping on that person doesn't mean that one person was the aggressor. What if that one person was trying to rob the 3 people and you jump in and you just help the person that was in the wrong at that time?
Right.
So if I'm there from the start and I know what's going on, that's a difference of me jumping in. But if I'm just walking up on it, hey, I'm calling the proper authorities, and then that way I'm not putting myself in a situation where I'm drawing my weapon, or I get hurt, or somebody else get hurt, and then come to find out, you know what I mean? Come to find out the person you was helping wasn't even
really the bad guy.
Yeah, they was really the bad guy. You know how? I mean, so I think it's a time and a place for any of that. Now, if it's me and my if it's somebody I know and love, and you know that I got some kind of relationship with, and I know a little bit more of their character, most likely I'm gonna side with the person that I know because I know them. I don't know the other person, so I will most likely come to the defense of that person. But if it's somebody I have no kind of relationship with, don't know them at all, hey, I'm calling 911. That's just the truth. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I probably keep my distance too. I'll keep my distance.
You know, I remember a situation I had in front of my father's church on the south side of Chicago, and we was me and my what happened? Some girl was having an altercation. She was fussing, and it's some girl, a neighborhood girl, and with my cousin, my female cousin, they was going back and forth, and it's just verbal. And 2 guys walked past, and me and my other cousin was outside, and she just gave a nod. It's all right. Now you teenagers this time, so they just came over to help, but it wasn't a fight. But they started to fight. So me and my cousin, and then my twin brother was outside the church, and they had him in the corner. Then I went at him, and then back and forth. And I think the girl got hit because she was in the way, and then my twin brother went into church. Uh, and he came back out. The fight was over. He came back with a 2x4.
Wow.
He came out. He came out with a 2x4. He really wanted to help. Yeah. If he said, hey, I make it not throw fists, but I can throw something. But my point is that sometimes people just want to fight, and it's somebody they knew. And she said, here altercation. He said, oh man, we could take them. So the 2 guys came over, and they just started. And at that time, it'll be a fist fight without really altercation of a gunplay. At this time, you don't know what may happen.
Right.
It won't be just a fist fight. And that's it. Yeah,
Right.
they may pull out maybe 13-year-old kid may pull out a piece.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think situations like that, somebody has to try to be the peacemaker to restore calm. You know, somebody.
Well, the piece was made with 2 pieces.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I gave him 2 piece. Yeah, it wasn't fried though.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, you talk about in my situation, it was kids as this
Right.
altercation, and there's no ramifications after that. It was just something
You
that
didn't get a
happened, and
whooping?
no,
No, okay.
I didn't get whooped because of that. No, it was we were defending the fort.
You're just defending your hood.
Were you
We
were you in
defending
a
the fort.
gang?
You talking about Renee?
No, I'm talking about you. You said you was defending the fort, your hood. Your block?
No, he said the hood. No, it's in front of the church.
Well,
The church.
he's talking about Chicago, so of course he was in the game.
But I bet you your concealed weapon have a switch on it, huh? Oh, we can't say that over the internet because
And, well, hey, but you know, Renee, he just carries a sickle. You know, he Haitian, right?
uh,
No, sickles would be more like, I think you're trying to say machete.
Oh
But
yeah.
in New
Okay,
York,
my
City,
bad. My bad. You're right.
I think wheat farmers use sickles. I think wheat farmers.
yeah. A wheat farmer would use a sickle.
Yeah, but a Haitian would use a machete. Yeah, I stand
Right.
corrected.
But I was born and raised in New York City, so I don't use either.
Oh, but it's in
Hey,
your
New
blood.
York
you know
City,
what,
we use books.
Renee? I think he's trying to stereotype you.
I know. We're trying to stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
a Brooklynite.
It's almost like somebody saying you couldn't just out. Even from Chicago, you got to be a gang member, right?
Oh, that's true.
Who
That's not a
would say
stereotype, but
that?
that's true.
That's facts, right, Renee?
Yeah, that's not a stereotype, but that's true.
Yeah, that's facts.
Only a jarhead and a Haitian would say that.
The problem is
American.
Chicago has not been gentrified enough. That is the secret. You need to gentrify Chicago. That's what made New York City a safe. Gentrification.
So the last time you went to Chicago, which part was that gentrified? Oh, that's right. You
I
never
don't
been.
go to play. I don't go to play. My friends tell me don't go there unless you're about that life.
Your friend.
I'm
Who's your
quite.
friend?
Chicago's forbidden. It's on the map, the forbidden zone.
Yeah. It's like don't eat
Okay,
that fruit,
what you
right?
want to say, Tito?
I was
Yeah.
about
Don't eat
to
that
say
fruit?
I'm quite sure Chicago is probably like anywhere else. You got your good parts, you got your bad parts, and like
Just a
anything
whole
else,
lot more bad parts.
I just think I think with the media and stuff, they tend to highlight more of the bad situations, vice the good.
Yeah. Well, it was in that Transformers movies. I didn't realize that main part of the city had like a river going through it or something like that.
Yeah, reverse river. Yeah, it then leads to Missouri, St. Louis.
Is
Do
it
they
a
allow
lot of
boats and
bodies in
stuff like that be
that?
on that river?
Huh? Excuse
Do
me?
they allow boats and things like that to be on that river?
Bullet?
Boats.
Do they allow boats to be on the river? That type of river.
It flowed. I actually did a tour. I did a tour. Uh, when I proposed to my wife, I mean, I did a tour. So wow, I never knew it. It's like it's not boats. It's like underneath the city. Kind of flows into the St. Louis river, something like that. Yeah, it flows into the Great Lakes as well. It's like a river underneath. Just like
Uh,
they keep a lot of
Are you
they
talking
keep a
about the
lot
sewer
of
system?
no,
Oh, okay.
it's river.
Okay.
Actually, Chicago was one of the biggest areas of meat packing.
Yeah, I heard that from back in the day. That's how they used to run the cowboys used to run the cattle up there to be slaughtered.
Yeah,
wow.
a lot of slaughterhouses right there. Yeah, and in Chicago, and yeah, so they probably had to have a good water system. They have a good system of water road runs because water actually tastes good in Chicago. Yeah,
They
good
got good
filtration,
buses and trains.
good filtration system. Yeah, yeah, L trains. Yeah, yeah, you get L train. Yeah, and the buses run 24 hours. A lot of times you don't take a. I didn't. I got lost on prom because I didn't drive. I drove in city on the south side, but you got four highways. You got Eisenhower, you got Kennedy, you got Dan Ryan, and there's another one. I mean, so I didn't know where I was going. I couldn't go to Google Maps.
Yeah, they probably didn't have maps to use back in school. Not
They,
like
they
that.
had they had maps.
They
You had
had
to print them
maps,
out.
but they
They had,
have
map,
GPS.
they had MapQuest. You had to print it out. You
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I remember them back in the 90s when I wanted to travel home. When I first started to travel home from go back to like Mobile from North Carolina. I remember
Yeah,
I
I
used
just
to
print it.
take the map and map out my
Yep.
route, you know, whether I'm going east, west, and then what city I got to jump on this different highway, you know, some kind of landmark. And you had to watch the road signs.
And I use the map too. I mean, a lot of people know how to read the map. My brothers taught me
Oh
how to do it. You put it in reverse and you read the map.
yeah,
And stop at
Yeah,
gas stations. You get lost.
that is that is no more.
yep,
If your phone
yep,
go dead, what you gonna do?
yep.
A lot of people would just be stuck.
Well, as long as
That
I'm going home to
that is true
Mobile,
though.
I can, I can, I can, I can. I know the route now by heart to get home.
Hmm.
But my early days, it was all maps. You had to guess. You know, I remember using the legend to come. You know, I remember certain things, but is that you know how you don't use something, you lose it, and then sometimes it takes you some time when you play with things. But I remember when we had to do. We went to the community, the senior center, and and we had to give classes to the elderly, and I remember our teacher was like, "You got to dumb it down," and we was like, "Dumb it down," because you know the way you speak, because you can't use all these technical terms because people going to get
Right.
lost, and they kind of like, you done lost them, and you didn't realize I for at least for myself, I didn't realize how basic we had to get, and you know, we think that sometimes people are on your level when you're trying to explain things, and they're not. They're not exposed to it, and we had to break it down to, um, like, hey, plug in the computer, make sure that it's plugged in, make sure, hey, that is on, that the computer is on. And I just remember simple things, you know, just like that. And you have to break it down in a term. You're not trying to play with somebody like they're stupid, but you sometimes you have to break it down because people don't know. You know, you can assume that because you use a computer and you know how to use it and do certain things, you figure everybody else know how to do these things also. So so with that being said, uh, you kind of like teach on the level of your understanding, vice somebody that may not ever never touch the computer, because come to find out some of the people at this center never touched the computer at all,
Mm.
and so you had to take it back to the basics of, hey, it's the computer plugged in, is the power outlet working, you know what I mean? Okay, did it come on, and just different things like that. And it's just so amazing how, you know, how we assume somebody is on our level, or how technology has changed over the years. I was talking to my wife the other day, and I was talking about coax cables, how we used to use T-fittings and terminators to create work groups. Then I remember when hubs came out and we started using Cat5 cables to create work groups and things like that. And you know, and then we started using IP addresses, and before that, we wasn't using IP addresses as much for making things talk, especially within a office environment. So it's just amazing how things change. How we went from a map, using a map, to your phone is your GPS.
Yeah,
And
we went
and
from
that
cassette tapes to CDs to digital download.
Well, you got to go back to A tracks first.
Yeah,
I
eight
remember
track. Yeah,
when they had A track adapters cassette ATAC adapters for your car. Then
Yeah.
Yeah.
cassette players, then they came out with CD players, then you had the CD adapters. And now
Yeah.
most vehicles today don't even have, you have to do MP3 or Bluetooth or Apple CarPlay or
That's
Android. That they
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
I would think
It's
that the communication piece, like you were saying with the electronics, even with my PhD, when I did my dissertation, um, the editor was telling me you need to break things down to a person with an eighth grade level, because a lot of times
yeah,
a lot of people, it's not that they're not collegiate level, not like that they're not well read, but true matter, a lot of people are not well read, or they're not used. Even if they graduate college, they stop reading, so therefore they go back down to base level, and so you want them to comprehend what you talk about in a smaller level. And I would connect that to also the fact that it's isn't interesting how advanced our communication gets, electronics, it gets so vast, but get down to bare roots, the communication with human beings. I mean, couldn't the event at the brawl at Alabama, could that communication be a little better? Is it that the white person that hit the black person read wrong? He assumed he was doing something, or he just took an opportunity to take advantage of somebody that didn't have any backup. Uh, but where has communication fell off when not just take it to color away, take the color away, and that a person in the middle of the day feels that it's all right to to uh, to beat somebody down because he was doing his job. Is that could it be that it's just a great sense of entitlement from a different generation than it was in our day? Because I assume that when I saw the guy, the first guy that just ran and hit the guy, he was younger. He was younger. Now
Yeah.
everybody else was all that young, but he the first person hit. It almost seemed like he had a sense of entitlement that you ain't supposed to do that, even though he spoke on loudspeaker. That he already gave the instruction verbally what needs to be done, and then he just unloosed the boat. He was doing his job. He get paid 9 to 5 to do that job. But why does a person feel like, so what? This is your job. So what? I know what you hear, what you represent. Is the fact that I'm just disrespecting of the authority, and I feel like I can do what I want to do when I want to do it because I'm young and viral,
hmm
or is it society has uh, just the ramifications of decency and structure and law and order just have the lines been blurred. I mean, so that's communication. I mean, is it that he didn't understand, or my father's a congressman? I'm not gonna go to jail. I don't know. What y'all think?
I would probably say it was probably more. This is just guessing. I'm assuming, you know what they say about assume that it would be more of a, a privilege, like, hey, you can't talk to me that way, or you can't, what you call it, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I mean,
Right,
because I see it a lot of times, and it's not necessarily, I'm not necessarily with one race, but I see it all the
great,
time with a lot of younger people be like, oh, why not? Why I can't? Other than like
right,
listening to authority, like, no, you can't. We can even look at our kids in our own house at times. Sometimes the questions they come up with when you tell them to do something, and they does response. Sometimes you like, hold on, what you mean? What make you think you have the right to, what you call it? I'm the parent. I'm in the position of authority at this time.
right,
Who are you to question my authority?
Hmm.
So I just think it may come down to that privilege of a person mindset of thinking that, hey, I'm privileged. Who are you to question me? Because it's I said more of a generational thing, because some generation was more passive and kind of quiet and like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I'm not gonna make any waves. And then we got generations that speak out. The younger people speak out much more than what we, and probably to our parents, we probably was more outspoken than them. So it becomes like, okay, you feel to a certain extent. I think people start feeling entitled, and I even think as an adult, I feel like I'm entitled to certain things, not entitled to break the law, but I feel like I have certain rights, and I'm entitled to them rights. But when my rights start to when I feel like I'm so entitled that I don't have to follow rules, or a person that's in a position of authority can't tell me what to do, that's a problem, because we got rules and we got laws and we got procedures in place for a reason.
Yeah.
So
Because
would you feel that
go ahead. You
would you feel that the entitlement is due to yeah, is it due to uh being uh peer related, or receiving second, third, fourth, fifth hand information based on inundation of a narrative? And so if it's a narrative repeated by 20, 30 people, which it also would be called herd mentality, then I guess it got to be right. It's not because a person there becomes so passionate and entitled and so voiced about certain things, not because of the fact that it's right, is but because everybody else says it, not because of the fact that they have studied it. And they, because even the Bible says, "The study show yourself approved of the God, a workman need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." The key to that fact is rightly dividing the word of truth. Who is rightly dividing the word of truth so they can stand upon some type of solid foundation, or they just standing on how they feel based on how everybody else feels. So if everybody else is frown, is everybody else to frown, I'm a frown too. Because then Martin Luther King said, if a man that would have stand for something is not willing to die for it, what is what? I said, if he's not willing to die for anything, what is he willing to stand for? I'm jacking up the statement all together, but what are you willing to die for? What are you willing to stand on top of? And a lot of people say, well, it depends on what he's his conviction. His conviction becomes my conviction. Her conviction becomes my conviction, because I don't want to be left alone. Is opposed to the populace, even when the internal says one
well,
thing.
just because I'm popular doesn't mean it's right.
Exactly, but it doesn't mean it's right. However, it doesn't mean it's right. However, if I don't take time to study for myself, if I don't take time to study for myself, then I assume it's right due to the fact that everybody's saying it. It got to be
Yeah,
right, because why did we say it? I saw it on I saw it on the news. It got to be right. They teach it in school. It's in the bookstores. It got to be right. Um, who is this? What's this is take it. What I don't know who it is. What's up? Tacky. Let me see. I'm trying to pull this up. This is somebody. Let me see. Oh, what's Sean? How's it going, man? Uh, okay. Uh, hey, let me. If you want to jump in, jump in. I'll put the link in the comment section. If you didn't get it. So I think let me see. Let me. So a lot of people don't. They jump. Not jump in, but the issue is yeah, a lot of populist people. Uh, what it says. Be not transferred, be not conformed, but transformed by the renewing of your mind. And people's mind is not renewed due to the fact that they are inundated with other things that are constantly they are constantly feeding your mind. I think Charles Stanley once said, or not Charles Stanley, somebody else said that if we can stand at the doorways, at the gates of our mind, and be the guards, which are very we're careful what we allow to come in. We'll stand and we'll withhold or fast from food, but how often do we fast for what we take in our eye gates and our ear gates, which determines because it says, "As a man thinketh, so is he." But what are we thinking about? Are you thinking about what you're thinking about, or you just allowing things to plant in your mind? Because even see, and people get it twisted, I believe, because they say that well, all this stuff and this such and such, but even in Corinthians says cast down every imagination and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, and then it says bring into captivity every thought into the obedience of Christ. The key is bring. You have to you have to put your own work in and bring in it, and you have to be very careful what you allow to come in because what you allow to come in, you may actually think it was your thought. It wasn't your thought. It's just the bird flew across and planted. It dropped something, and you adopted it.
Yeah.
It dropped the baby, and you adopted it and nurtured it and nursed it and thought it was yours. It not thought it was. It becomes yours because you
Well,
because
it's
you took it in.
it's
Go ahead.
one thing your narrative can become your reality at times,
That's good. Yeah.
especially if you already kind of leaning towards something. Like, say, you can even you probably noticed this with, like, you might, like, say you logged into your Google account or you on your YouTube channel, and you logged in, you under your Gmail stuff,
Uh,
and you do searches
right.
or you watch certain videos. You ever know a lot of videos recommend towards what you're watching, but if you're only watching one type of video, you only get one type of narrative. So now your perceptions start to
That's
become your
good.
reality, because you looking at videos about this, and everything that pop up and you do is going towards the way you think. So everything getting fed, but you're never looking at the other side.
It creates a echo chamber.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I like, if you like, we can even continue to use this brawl that happened over the weekend.
Hmm.
If you did a search, you probably notice whenever you go to you get on YouTube on your device, it's going to be, hey, recommendations, and all of these different things going to pop up. So if we only looking at stuff about that, we come up with our own conclusion, especially when you start liking things, and then the data that's in the background, the AI data that's in the background, start like, oh, they like that. Let me push something right here this way.
Right.
And now you start getting feed even more. Now it ain't even about the brawl, but it's something that's related, or that can tie into that. It's being that information is being pushed to you. So now you're like, oh my goodness, it's true. The aliens landed yesterday, because everything I see is about aliens right now, and about different things about you get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so sometimes that right there get us, and we get stuck in our own mind. And it is important what you said when you went to scripture and say study and show yourself approved. The renewing of the mind. And all of that is important. You can't just look at one thing and look at it one way. You got to be open and receptive to different points of views, so you can come up with the best view, because it's about the facts. It ain't about my personal feelings. It's
Yeah.
about the facts. And that's what we have to get back to, is about facts. Give me the raw data, give me the facts, and let me make my own decision. Don't you give me your narrative, or and I don't know your agenda. You're gonna put it like, the best way I can always I like to say it is, it's like evidence. The DA gonna have the same evidence as the defense attorney have. They use the same evidence try to argue. Either the DA going to be trying to argue to convict you, and your defense attorney going to use that same evidence to say, "Hey, it can be be my client because of this evidence." They're going to look at the evidence differently because it's the narrative that they're trying to sell. But what do the facts actually say?
All right.
That's true.
Yeah. We have to learn to think critically.
Exactly. Critical thinking, root cause analysis, things like that. Why did this happen? And I'm quite sure, Doc, you probably do it all the time in your field because you want to know, to help somebody, you kind of need to know what was the genesis of the problem. Where did it start at? You can't you you can put a band-aid on symptoms, but what caused the symptoms? That's how you fix what's going on. What caused the symptoms, not treating the symptoms.
Yeah, sometimes it's sometimes you can get to the core without going to the depth of the core. Okay, let me put it this way. Sometimes you can go into you can go into the laundry room and smell a stench. You go to the bathroom and you know the damage is. You don't have to go and you can correct it.
Uh-huh.
And it's something is no it does no benefit to kind of drag everything to the front,
Mm-hmm.
but you can get to the door. It's okay. I know what to deal with. Because some people see the truth of the matter, a lot of people you can't the reason why a lot of trauma has been suppressed is because your brain's trying to uh protect you. And so if you just know the area of the trauma and you can deal with the area and you can release that, then you can move forward. And then you can know what the triggers are, and then you can work on different tools that help you to to woosah or to not to dwell. I think this. I think that some people perpetually live in their past in the present, which delays them from moving to the future. Yeah, they pull their past into the present and they relive it with a different name, a different location, a different situation, but it's the same scenario because they reliving the past and which is preventing them from moving into their destiny.
Mm.
And a lot of times they relive their past because they had not forgave the past. And without forgiveness, without forgiveness, it it when you don't forgive, you carry the luggage of the past to your present, having a weight that kind of makes you go back and forth and back and forth. And when you could just left it and moved. Now you may still move, but you move so much slower with a weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you say, man, why is this weight on me? I'm moving to my destination, but I got this weight on me, and you feel a pressure that's inside that's pulling you down. It's depressing you, and but you're still moving, but you're moving slower because you refuse to let the weight go. I think a lot of stuff is because people refuse to forgive a situation, a person, a thing, and most importantly, the number one person they forget to forgive is themselves, and that's the biggest person that keeps them back.
Yeah.
Not John, not Joe, not Aunt Vernice, is themselves. Because a lot of times you end up saying, why did I let him do that? Why did I let that person do that to me? Man,
Mm-hmm.
stupid me. And you don't want to get abused. You want to get neglected. But you blame yourself for not being strong enough. Because mama told you when you was little, you the big man. Yeah, you the man. You my little man. So at 6 years old, you thought you were supposed to protect the house. See, that's a mess right there. But it happens every
Mm-hmm.
day.
Mm.
It happens every day. I mean, it kind of takes you back to the brawl. So you don't know what goes on a person's mind be behind the action, but it all starts with a thought. It starts with a thought. As time progresses, Oh, we gonna get you know they're gonna get some cameos and interviews. What's going through your mind, young man, when you got in the water and swam to help? I was just trying to help my uncle Ben. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, you won't see a lot of individual interviews. Probably gonna be
Mhm.
David Kimball. Yeah, you're gonna be on late night shows. Yeah, because all the memes are coming up, so everything else is they're gonna eat this thing up because to capitalize the news cycle. All different type of spins gonna go on there. I mean, people eat up bad news. It's the good news
Yeah,
that slips.
Hmm.
You see all the weeds, but you don't see the roses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, this is what it's I mean, it's a situation that we all deal with. Generally, just that this is just wow, it's wild. It's like the brother says, yeah, or something, yeah. And I get it. He's like a dual. It's like, man, wow. See what they helped out, or man, why did they have to fight? Then, or you got it both ways. Like, well, I can't say if I would did anything different. Like I told you the situation I had, but I was 15 years old. I was 15 years old, and the climate wasn't like it is now.
hmm
I mean, any one of those people could have put out a gun.
hmm that's what I was saying
Yeah,
earlier, and you will have to be there in order to really get it. We can see
yeah,
video, we can see everything, but not being there and not feeling the temperature of what's going on and what's in the air, you
right.
it's hard to it's really hard to say. And I just like I said, I look at it from from the military perspective of, hey, that's a team member. Hey, if one of my team members in trouble,
Yeah,
guess what? I'm coming to the aid because I know that person, but I don't know the other people. So I'm defending the people that I know at that
Mm.
point. I may not be
I guess
right at
I guess
that time, you know what I mean? But I'm just being real. I'm defending the person that I know.
I think the same principle goes like when I play sports, play football. You know, those you guys, football wrestler, yeah, it go down, we all go down, and
Yeah,
family members. Hey, one goes, you all go. You a lot of times you don't even know the reason.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all for one, one for all, right?
hmm
What Marine say, leave no man behind, right?
That's true.
Suppose you need to be
That's
left
true.
behind. Suppose you one of the candidates for friendly fire.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
wouldn't be the right thing to do though.
Yeah.
But I'm not
Right.
naive to know that doesn't happen. I think I went to go see the Mont uh not the Mont Sanford. What's his name? His real name? Because
That
he's a preacher.
Demond Wilson.
Demond Wilson. I saw
Yeah.
Demond Wilson in Greensboro. He was preaching at church, and I think he's ex-military. He's Army. I think he's ex-military, and he told he said Desmond. He said, "There's a certain thing is friendly fire. If you acting up on the field, you just may get lost.
Mm.
Yeah, you may get lost, and we don't talk about it. Said, but you'll casualty. You gonna cause the masses to get in time of war. Said maybe you a needed loss. That's all I'm gonna say about that. He said he didn't really say we took anybody out. He said, but it's friendly fire. Things happen. Things happen.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I've heard worse for other situations, but he said that on pulpit too. Say, hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If you're not for us, obviously you're working against us, intentionally or unintentionally. You're messing up. You're messing it up. You're messing up the unity. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, things should be I think things should be weeded out more, but I'm not military, so I can't speak on that thing.
Well, unfortunately, you got to think, where do the military come from? We come from the civilian society. So, I mean, we go through boot camp, we go through the training, but if you don't
Mhm.
accept the training and change your mind, you just the same person with some training. So if you're not disciplined, if you don't have, if you're not trying to learn and you're not trying to operate as a team, and you know, you still the same person. You just put training on top of it. Is it's just like going to get a degree. You still the same person, but if you're not applying what you learn, you still in the same spot. So did it really change? Like people, I remember people used to say, "Hey, you get in trouble, you need to send some of these gangsters, put them in the military, send them over to Iraq and Afghanistan." Hell no, I would never want somebody that's if you can't be disciplined, I don't want you with me.
Oh, you just
I
a
don't want you
militarized
nowhere
gangster.
around me because if and I'm not going to say gangsters are not disciplined. What I'm saying is, if a person got a problem with following authority, I don't care what crime they do or what, if they're a
Right.
gangster or not. If they have a problem with following authority, they will have a problem with the military.
All right.
I've
Yeah.
seen
Not following,
something.
and,
Go ahead.
and if you can't follow authority, you not only can put yourself in danger, but you can put everybody else's life in danger with that.
Mm.
That's true. I've seen some things that back in a gang related class, and they said that they show military tanks with gang signs on it. Say you have some gang members, they join the military they can get better training. So when you say that when they go back on the streets, they're a soldier, they really are a soldier.
Yeah.
They don't mind the discipline, the structure, and the discipline to learn the things they need to learn. They did 3 4 years. They never not represent their gang. They over in Iraq representing their gang, and just to go back on the street with
Mm-hmm.
with more knowledge. Now they know how to kill the real way, the government way, and you could. It's like you could take a person out of a location doesn't mean his you could take him out of location, his very physical presence, but his heart may still be there,
Yeah.
only to return back to that situation and pick up his heart where he left it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heart still may be there.
Yeah,
Hey,
because
as
if
a
the
man
mind,
thinketh, so is he.
yeah, if you didn't change that mind, if that person didn't change the way they think and their mindset, yeah, it's easy to fall back in suit. It's real is real easy. That's what I feel, because I remember when I first came in, and some of the way I thought I was on, treat everything as if I was still in Mobile, Alabama. And it took me like 2 years to adjust to the military. But the the reason it took me, I would say it took me about that long, was because I still had the mindset of being in Mobile, Alabama. Me, living where I live, dealing with the things I had to deal with, and I was bringing home with me and trying to make everything. I guess everybody does it. Um, make everything relate to what I was accustomed to. And the truth of
Right.
the matter was, I had to be transformed. My mind had to be transformed. Like, hold on, this is the military. The Marine Corps had been around 200 and some years before I was even thought about when I joined. So you get what I'm saying? I'm trying to change an
Yeah.
institution that's been around 200 years, and and I'm trying to change it, and I only been around, like 18 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to change the institute,
Right.
and it wasn't like I'm trying to change a bad institution. I'm trying to change an institution that's known for its discipline and its good order, and things like that. I'm trying to make the good bad to fit
Right.
my narrative, or fit me. When I had to transform in my mind so I could fit it, and when I transformed my mind, that, like, you know what, I told myself, I said, I got to play this game by their rules. And when I play the games by the rules, that's when success came.
It gets
because
smoother.
I was able to apply the training and the knowledge that I had gained. But it came with the mind change. Now, if I would have kept that same mindset of where I was from and of the mindset of like it's not, trying to make the Marine Corps where I was from, vice me transforming to the Marine is and I'm not saying Marines are better or whatever. I'm not saying it in a way. I'm just saying if I would have kept my old mindset and trying to make everything where my neighborhood, the city that I grew up in, it's got to be like this or it ain't good. I would never be sitting down in this chair and said that I retired. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I would have blocked my own blessing by being closed minded.
Yeah. Renee, you had to I smiled a little bit earlier because like it was like you stretched out sleep. It's a still photo. Like you're like, and Tito was in there because he was talking, but he saw it too. He's like, I see. He's like,
yeah.
Only thing
I'm just waiting on him to fall out the chair.
Yeah. All you had to do is open up your mouth and but I know you wasn't asleep, but you was leaned over. It was like that. It was a still shot too. It's like you're right, like you're about to fall out the chair. I was like,
rocking back.
That's why I blew the horn to wake you up. I blew the chair so I could. Yeah, so I blew the horn so he wake you up, and then the picture adjusted.
Don't you blow that horn? What you need to get you a chair. That'll wake them up. Good folding chair,
a rocking chair.
No, good folding chair. A good folding chair, you'll wake them right up.
Chair up, hammer down.
But hey, better yet, throw your hat up. He'll know his own.
Yeah, they got me. Yeah, they got me one. They got me one for my birthday. My kid got me one for my birthday.
Wow! Happy birthday, Dad!
Oh, happy birthday! I saw Phil put that out there earlier. I didn't want to say it, but since you brought it up, happy birthday!
Oh, thank you.
What's that thing on your what's that thing on your head? That red? What's that? That's supposed to be a bull or something? What that represents? Wendy's, McDonald's,
gangster bull. It's a gangster bull.
They got me, yep. The dynasty.
We can't see your shirt. Okay. Oh, okay. Chicago Bulls. Oh, I got you. So.
Yeah, they get me some slides. Some slides too.
Wow, nice.
Now I get.
Make sure you get a pedicure first.
I wear socks. Yeah, they scream.
No, them go between your toes. You can't have on socks with them.
Yeah, you can.
Nah.
Yeah, you can go.
Well, what are you waiting on?
4 years ago.
What are you waiting on?
You know what? Now, Quaz is kept. They got some good discounts on that bad fella. It's $16 a year. They get good discounts.
Hey, you qualify.
I never got around to it.
I just hear a lot of excuses.
I know they sent it to you. I know they sent it to you in the mail.
I'm too young.
They do send it to you in the mail.
I'm 20. Hey, I'm 20. You 25. I'm too young.
Right. You need to put that 20-year-old down on your mustache and your beard. that comes with the age.
Hey, nah, that cocaine is a hell of a drug. I'm just kidding.
I can't relate.
I'm just joking. I don't use drugs. Uh,
It's all right. We're amongst friends. It's all right. We too care. This is what you call an intervention.
yeah,
Don't be like Whitney. She said crack was whack.
yeah. That's one drug I
And there was
seen
silence.
like destroy my community growing up, and I was like, nah, that is. Now you don't even hear about crack. You hear about meth and fentanyl or whatever.
Fentanyl.
Mm.
Well, a lot of times they're laced. They will and the crazy thing is if the drug kills you, everybody wants it. Oh, that's fire.
I don't get it.
If it starts killing people, everybody wants it because they feel like they can beat it. Well, that's the how they want. It gets you closer to God, I guess.
You know, with them
I don't get
lacing
it.
things, that would be enough to make me, if I was using, in my opinion, for myself, if I was using drugs, that'd make me not want to use drugs. You know what I mean? Because you don't know if that high is
Right.
going to be your last high.
Yeah, but I think to some people, what happens is that especially when they start young out of leisure and out of want to feel belong, but they realize when they did the drug and they had no responsibilities, then they and there's amongst community. I think the biggest thing there was amongst community when they did it. They got high, they got drunk, and they would laugh with their friends, and they felt a little lighter and fun, and they felt free. They escaped.
Uh-huh.
However, when they got older, their friends went away, but the responsibilities replaced their friends, and they needed a little freedom. And their mind goes back. You remember when you got high? Did you feel good? You was able to escape for a little while, right? Yeah. So you start smoking or drinking, and you want to stay in that perpetual state of escape. Only to come back down to realize the reality still is there. So what happens? Well, let me use a little bit more to take the edge off. A little bit more, a little bit more. And every time things get hard, instead of deal with the situation face on, you go into the bottle, go into the blunt, go into cane, meth, whatever, because you're trying to escape reality. Before you know it, you have existed and never lived. You live your life high, and so you're not experiencing. I mean, I think the experience comes with it's not just the good; it's the good, bad, and the ugly that makes it.
Hmm.
I mean,
That's
you
how we
you have a
learn.
you learn and you
Hmm.
appreciate. You said, man, I'm
Yes.
glad my daddy beat me when he did because not. Ooh, I'd like to beat him then, but I understand why I got it.
Hmm.
I'd like him make me do the work, but I understand why he made me do it.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
get to have them aha moments, like, oh, that's why my parents always told me to do this. The light bulb come
my,
out,
my,
especially when you're a
my,
parent.
yeah. And then my son told me the other day that his coach comment on his lack of tackling prowess, and I told him I said, man, I told you wrestling was football practice. What are you gonna believe me? You spent all this time telling me what you want to do and how do you want to do this instead of taking full advantage of what you had in front of you.
Hmm.
I say if you master the mat, the field will not be anything for you.
Yeah.
Matt, I'm telling you stuff and be you single leg, double leg, drag, uh, match levels, project your speed. You push all this stuff is foundational for football. And
Yeah.
since you're a linebacker, you need this. And coach met on the first day of class said he said he called him he he changed his middle name and called him no tackle. No tackle.
Wow.
He said he couldn't tackle. I said, listen, he had no tackle. I mean, and it was a true fact. He said, but I said, listen, man, you got me here. You got me here. We got him out at the house. You can tackle. If you can tackle me, you can tackle anybody.
Yeah.
I know how to fall, so you can take tackle me. It's gonna yeah. So you can hit me without the pads, or a single leg, double leg is a wrestling move. Then when you get the pads on, it won't be anything. I said, use what you got instead of thinking trying to get what you don't, what somebody else has. I think that's why we lose a lot of things that we're supposed to get because we look at what everybody else has instead of what we have right in front of us.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
That's
that's why
true.
I had to learn. I had to learn. Say I can't be my son's friend. I can be friendly with him, but I can't really be his friend. It kind of hurts to a certain extent, but every child is different. And I now understand what people say. You can't be your child's friend. You need to be their parent. You can be friendly with them, but you
Yeah.
be too much of a friend, then they're gonna treat you like their friend, and
Yeah.
that's disrespectful.
Yeah. I'm always be daddy. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. I'm
Yeah,
always be daddy. Don't. We can talk about some things, but don't get too comfortable. And you going and the things we talk about and what you say, you're gonna say it in a way that's respectful.
yeah,
I don't care if you a grown person or not. You know what I mean? Because
that's
I'm
true.
still going yes sir and no sir and yes ma'am and no ma'am. My mom and my dad. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter. If I have kids, grown kids. That they still that respect is still there. I often say if I go home to Mobile, my dad say, "Hey, cut the grass." I'm gonna cut the grass. You know what I mean? And truthfully, I don't even cut my own grass.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So and 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 that's how much respect that I have for my parents to do that.
that's good.
And I know I can talk to them about anything, but anything I talk to them, I'm always gonna come in a respectful way. It wouldn't be I wouldn't come to them sideways, or even if I'm upset, I wouldn't come to them in a way that with that energy. You know what I mean? I know to calm myself
Yeah, right.
down some because I need to be respectful because it can be taken disrespect because I'm still carrying that energy about what I'm upset about. So I might say or do things that's not appropriate in their presence. You understand what I'm saying? So, you
Yeah,
know, so we always have to stay in them roles. It's nothing wrong with us listening. I'm a big, you know, I'm a big believer in that. Let a child express themselves some, but it need to be respectful because I want to know where you're coming from, so I can know what's
right.
going on, so I can know how to deal with you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right, but I know the last half was good. I got to chop up this first half. Man, I'm gonna get it right. Maybe I'm
Oh,
gonna get
when
it
you
right
were
with
trying
another
to get the
computer.
video, when you were trying to get the video to play,
Yeah, yeah,
and you might want to chop
yeah.
up the part when
That's
Renee
what I'm
was
trying.
actually asleep.
I,
Oh, he's up now.
it's too much. That's too.
No,
Yeah,
I've been up.
it's too many clips. It's that's too much. Man, we won't have no video. Huh?
Yeah.
See, he fell out the chair. He fell,
No.
okay, he came back. He came back. Yeah, but he's sideways. You gotta look at it. You sideways is like because you not like this. You like
Yeah.
sideways, like you leaning on side of the chair, like just like this, and
Hey, well,
your eyes out. So,
when we get off, just go back and watch some of it. You'll see
you
yourself
watch,
like, oh, I
you
do
see,
look like I'm asleep.
Oh, I
because it's
believe
like
you.
you
I
you
believe
up
you.
right now, but you lean like
Sleepy Brown.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good one, fellas. The end. Then we go. I'm gonna go chop up. So thank you. I appreciate it, and it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. And thank y'all for wishing me a happy birthday. I do appreciate you. How old am I, Tito? You know?
Let me see. I'm trying to see how many grades. You probably about
I'm older than
50.
you.
You 55.
I ain't that old. I'm 53.
Well, that's close to the speed limit. I'll round up to 55 on that. Won't round down.
How old
You
are
remember
you?
when the speed limit used to be 55 on the interstate? No, I like you.
55.
That's when I was riding my bicycle. I ain't 55. I'm 53. Yeah, this the end game. I ain't trying to rush it. I ain't finished. I got stuff to do. Yeah, I got stuff to do. Yeah, I gotta shrink this face though. Okay.
I'm trying to be like Enoch. I'm trying to transcend.
Mm.
Well, you know, he can't come back and die too. What you gonna transcend with him on the wall?
Nah, I want to transcend. And when it's my time, it's my time. But I want them to be like, what happened to Tito? I just seen him go up and up and up.
Look around the building.
Nah.
Look around the building. Look back. Well, you know, even Enoch and Elijah got to come back and die.
Hey, it's been a long time though. Hey, they still alive. It's been a long time. You see what I'm saying? That's how I want to live. I want to live a long, long time.
I'm about to get hacked. Somebody trying to hack me. All right, let's get out of here. Link in bio. Oh Lord. All right. I see it on the side. All right. Okay, so hey German. Yeah, all right, fellas.
All righty.
Have a good night. Jesus Christ, the way,
All
the
right.
truth, and the life.
Arise. Oh.
Good night, everyone. Enjoy
Good
talking to
night.
you
Good night.
as normal.
All praise Yahweh El Shaddai.
All right. Hey, Renee, wake up to go to sleep.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good night.
I'm trying to cut. All right. Good night. All right. Hey, gentlemen. Thank you for coming out to. Thank you. If you find any value in this content, how about you help me help you so we can help others by clicking subscribe, commenting, and sharing. And more importantly, give me a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm push me up to the top, and so my content can get out. And if you need other content, look up to my left and my right. You should see my different segments or different playlists that I have. And you look down below, and you can check out look up above and go to my website if you need any in-depth services from a hero's journey, which is nonprofit, which I run, which I do emotional healing sessions. So, with that being said, if you find any value in this content, go ahead and do what I just said. And if you've seen anything else and you believe anything else, if you have not determined anything else from this content, I want you to specifically do this thing. Every day you get a vertical, make it your goal to life to always move forward, never look back because you are important. I believe that you're important. God knows that you're important. And life is just too short to live looking in the rearview mirror. And God said that you're important. What else there is to say? And this is the Hero's Journey with Dr. D. And let me see. This is a Hero's Journey with Dr. D. And I appreciate everybody coming out on the live as well as the replay. And we are. Ow!